finds its home. Every light returns to tone. In the hum between stars I sleep. Sound is the promise I keep.
All right. Hello, everybody. Good evening. I hope you're doing well. All right. Santa and I are here. We're going to get us started. Santa had a really good day today. She played outside with everybody. All right. Go ahead. Go play with Mitzi. You just had to jump up here before we got started, huh? All right. All right. So we got a little bit of news for you.
Don't be suspicious. 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 Don't be suspicious.
It's too good.
Hello.
Oh, good evening. Good evening. Guten Tag.
How was everybody's day?
Oh, yes. Ah, some interesting things happening out in the world here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get right on into this. Yeah. All right. Sansa, last ball throw. Oh, she caught it. All right. We're going to hop right up into this. Got a little bit. Well, Angel was Angel Gamer's first, everybody. So looks like she's got bragging rights for the night. Sansa, are you going to give me the ball, or are you just going to run around in circles?
Woo woo. Hello, Angel.
Okay. All right. So we got a little bit of news for you guys this evening.
Do you feel better now?
I do. Thank you. Thank you for that. Golly gee. Hit me right off the bat with that one. Oh my goodness. Sansa, this is not the best time to play ball. Oh, see it? Look at that. You just hit it off into the wild blue. Go find it. All right. Angel says, hey, secret.
Hello.
Hello to Angel Gamer.
Hi,
Alrighty,
Jonathan.
we're going to hop into some news really quick because there's a couple things out there. And if you guys have any interesting news stories, do send them over. We'll cover them.
An elderly Citrus
started
County
here.
beekeeper
Get this ball
says
for Sansa.
someone took 20 active beehives from his property months ago, and he has not been able to get them back. I-Team investigator Adam Ulcer is listening to his story tonight as he fights to get his bees back.
And Adam,
What kind of an asshole would take 20 beehives? For one, that's a lot of work to move 20 beehives.
Number 2, they're not allergic.
Or they had bee suits or the equipment, so
It's still couldn't. Nope. Nope.
Huh?
Burn it down. Still, even in a bee suit. Nope.
How dare you?
Nope.
learned that the beekeeper has not only lost his main source of income, but the loss of those hives also impacting the environment.
Ooh, shut up.
I had my first beehive when I was 10 years old.
Beekeeping is not just a hobby for 84-year-old Richard Marquette.
84 years old. It takes a little bit more to get into your
Wow.
feet than it did when I was 24.
It's a way of life.
Got my hive tool, got my smoker,
Smoker.
ready to go work bees.
Over the years, he's tended thousands of hives
This is a working hive right here.
and harvested honey produced by millions of bees.
Here I am, bees. I want to work the beehive and see what's going on.
But this is his last remaining working hive, at least the only one whose whereabouts he can pinpoint. Over the next few months,
Wow.
between 50 and 100,000 bees will collect nectar from nearby plants and flowers, deposit it in the hive, and produce honey.
Just crack the lid first, just a small amount. And then you put some smoke in here. So you
Oh.
get the bees quieted down. And there they are. Well,
No.
it's my livelihood.
Secret said nope.
No. Mm-mm.
She said nope.
And they've been especially important for me the last few years.
Richard was put on medical leave from his job at Walmart after an injury, and selling honey is what got him through.
I sell my honey for $20 a quart, and so
As you
I was
should.
dependent upon my honeybees for income.
In late July, he discovered 20 active hives, all filled with honey, went missing from a lot he owns down the road from his home. Richard encountered a contractor with a backhoe there, knocking down trees 50 feet inside his property
What?
line.
I asked the gentleman there, I says, where are the bees? And he said, we had them moved, or the owner of the land had them moved. I said, well, I'm the owner of the land, and I didn't move them.
Richard called the Citrus County Sheriff's Office, and a deputy determined Joseph Denick, who bought a lot next to Richard's, was responsible for the missing bees. The deputy wrote in his report, quote, there was a miscommunication and the land clearing company mistakenly cleared Richard's property. The report said Denick admitted, quote, instructing a friend to remove the bees and expressed his willingness to have the bees returned. But the bees were never returned, and it's been more than 90 days.
The sheriff department's closed the case, and I'm out my money and my work and the honey crop and future honey crops.
I called Denick, and he admitted he offered the beehives to anyone who would move them in a Facebook post. He said a friend of a friend came and got them, but when I asked who that was, he said he didn't want to rat anybody out. Denick declined an on-camera interview, and when I sent him my contact information, he texted, I'd like to handle this legally at this point. Please don't contact me anymore.
How many quarts of honey would you normally get out of 20 hives?
Per hive, you can get 20 to 40 quarts.
20 hives times 20 quarts times $20 a quart adds up to $8,000. If each hive produces 40 quarts, that's $16,000. And Richard says in Florida, some hives produce 3 honey crops per year.
I can't figure out why they won't bring them back, or at least pay me for the bees or whatever, but I haven't been able to get anything.
Richard eventually hired attorney Andy.
Oh, you know damn well they sold them motherfuckers off, or they put them somewhere and they're profiting off of that shit. They got their own honey now. Screw you, Richard. Fuck you, Dick. They absconded with that shit, boys.
Lyons, who sent Denick a demand letter, giving him 7 days to respond and make things right.
Huh.
Right.
His ability to earn a living for an entire year or more has been destroyed by this. And, of course, the damage to the bees themselves, the queens that were in the hives.
Oh, yeah.
The whole...
Those look like pretty mature hives. So you could be talking like generations of... Oh, God.
ecosystem that surrounds them was wiped out in a day.
Richard estimates up to 2 million bees were in those hives.
Oh, yeah, look, those are mature-ass hives, too. Look, they're all double broods.
2 million bees.
At least, because each hive's got like 50 to 100,000.
No.
Bees which would help pollinate our food and face threats of extinction from mites, diseases, and pesticides.
Look, so what they're doing right there is
food and
this is called bearding. So the temperature is more than likely it's pretty hot or humid. So what they'll do is they'll kind of beard out of the hive a little bit just to get a little bit of air conditioning going in there, and the girls will fan their wings super loud. So when it's hot, you'll hear very loud, and they'll use their wings and a fanning motion to bring more air into the hive.
Threats of extinction from mites, diseases, and pesticides. The lids on Richard's hives were each clearly marked with his initials and a number signed by the state for hive registration and annual inspections.
Oh, shit, he's an actual fucking...
And a number signed by the state.
Yeah, so he's an actual accredited beekeeper with the Department of Agriculture. Oh, dude, how the fuck is how is the state not going after these people?
For hive registration and annual...
This is to certify that the honeybee colony is belonging to the beekeeper shrine. Yeah. Yo, how is the state agriculture not going after these fucking crooks?
Inspections.
So most beekeepers would know that that's
Right.
essentially like your brand. or
Right.
whatever.
That's right. You have to have your bees by the state, and
Yeah, to
the
do
state
it.
has a number
If
of
you actually are going to do anything with bees other than just have them as a hobby, you need to have them. You need to do that process. Like there's a guy out here, he sells down, and I've shown this a couple times on the stream. Some of the regulars may know this, but he sells down by the Dollar General at the bottom of the mountain. He takes fucking processed honey from China and resells that shit. And there's a huge difference. He can't have his labeled, because if he labels it, then he's fucking it's fraud at that point. So all his shit's unlabeled versus like ours and Trent's and everything. We all have ours labeled and this, that, and the other, and it's like it can be actually organic.
As we were leaving, Richard showed us some of his last remaining jars of honey.
So what do you got here?
We got palmetto honey straight from the beehive.
Wow.
So this is as close to perfect as it gets, huh?
It don't get any better.
Richard says he's hoping to get his honeybees and equipment back in time for next season's crop, since that perfect honey is what allows him to get by.
Same thing as gold, especially when you need it.
Gold.
I'm I-Team investigator Adam Walser with photojournalist Randy Wright,
Wow.
Tampa Bay 28.
Look at that. That's clear too. It's pretty clear stuff.
Yeah, I'd be
We're
going
hunting.
after
Richard plans
that friend.
Oh, let's see.
You know,
what the comments.
the one who put it on Facebook. Yeah, I'd go after that guy.
This is grand theft. Agricultural theft ought to be severely punished. Well, it is out west. Handle it legally. The guy just gave away stolen merchandise. Wow. Yeah, I agree. This guy does need a better lawyer. Removing bees is one thing, but removing trees and bees, oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. All right, I got something uploading real quick, but we're gonna segue in a moment to something super random, cause you know, bees are scary, right? You guys don't like the bees.
Blech.
Singer doesn't like the bees.
Blech. Nope. Nope.
Man, I got the
Give me the
sniffles.
heebie-jeebies.
Got the
Heebie-jeebies.
sniffles tonight.
I know.
Man. Golly. Should probably lay off. Huh. It's not okay. Alright, so let me pull this down real quick. How's everybody doing in the chat? I'm only doing this because I'm uploading something that I'm going to show you that's going to give you guys more of the heebie-jeebies.
Ugh.
Hi, Muggsy. Muggsy, the camera's not on, so you can't come say hi. Muggsy had crate time today, everybody. And he was not happy. Angel says, Hebe or GB? Indubitably. It's a very intriguing
Both
question.
of them.
Oh, well. The heebie-jeebies.
Both of them.
No, it's not okay. It's not okay. Hey, Buggy Bear. Oh. Hang on, Muggsy.
Yeah. Let's go. You got a fast car. I want to get anywhere. Any place is better. Come on! I messed up the words anyway. Damn it.
Muggsy. Muggsy. Want to say hi
He's
to
like,
everybody?
I'm still pissed off at you, Dad.
Muggsy, the camera's on. You want to say hi to everybody? He's like, no, I'm going to want something to eat. Look, there's your ball. No, he doesn't want to say hi to you guys. Sansa. Do you want to say hi? Or you're eating? She's like, nope, can't be bothered. Nope. All right. Well, he doesn't want to say hi to you guys, so sorry, I guess. It's unfortunate. Muggsy, it's very rude. You know, there's people that want to say hi to you. Okay. Little bit of this. Turn that back on. Ba-do-ba-do. Do-do-do. Okay, so over here, bam.
An elderly.
Jesus. What in the hell?
Bad decision giving me all these little buttons to play with.
I didn't give you nothing. You gave yourself the buttons. Oh, goodness. She's experimenting, everybody. All right, so if I got this here, if I pull this up here. Bam. Look, there's bees.
Ugh. No. Negative. No. No, thank you.
Said nope.
Oh, I'll pass.
Nope.
I'm good.
She said nope. She said nope.
Ooh, hard pass.
You sure?
Do that.
You sure? It's hard pass.
Looks good, but no. I'm okay.
Hard pass.
Look at them just swarming around. No. Ew. No. 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 No.
Guys. Hello.
Look at them. They're pissed off.
Yeah, they're pissed.
Fuck that. No. Dude, they're so mad.
All right, everybody. There we go. We had a couple bees.
And then you take part of their home. Fuck you. No.
There
Mm-mm.
we go.
Nope. Nope. They're so pissed.
All right.
And then you go back. No. Mm.
Well, I gotta open up the other one.
Ugh. Nope.
You got a good angle here. Here's the top corner. Right.
There you go.
No.
And there they are, everybody. Here's our brood box.
You didn't put the little smoky stuff in there. No, I'm good. No. No. No.
I didn't need to because they were chilling.
Mm-mm. Ugh.
They're still working on their.
Yeah, look at them.
No. No. Look. See, they're like, "Fuck you, asshole. Get out."
I know, right?
And put the,
Yeah.
Leave me alone. Ugh.
All right, so here's the
Died at a
story.
Pass.
attack in Wright County yesterday morning. And a
Oh, I
co
don't see this one.
now charged with her murder. Fox 9's Gordon Hoggart is live at the Wright County jail.
Excuse you, woman. That's not journalistic integrity. I'm gonna need you to back
Died
up.
at a workplace attack in Wright County yesterday morning. And a co-worker is now charged with her murder.
Allegedly.
Thank you, Michael.
Fox 9's Gordon Hoggart is live at the Wright County jail tonight. Gordon, this one is a tough one. The criminal charges revealed some brutal details from this investigation.
Yes, Simone, David DeLong made his first court appearance this morning to face charges of murder. He's accused of essentially
Allegedly.
going into work yesterday at 6 p.m. The first thing he did was to grab a sledgehammer and use it to
Is that
a 22.
Is that Cocato? Cocato. Cocato? Cock-ado. Cocato.
Cocato.
Cockto. How to pronounce?
Cocato.
Cocato. Okay.
Cocato. Okay. Wright County.
2-year-old female co-worker, and she later died. Now, this all happened at Advanced Process Technologies. That is essentially a fabrication company in Cocato, and they have surveillance.
Fuck! This motherfucker right here, man.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
Every time.
Surveillance video in there. A lot of the attack. Investigators say DeLong put on gloves, grabbed that sledgehammer from the woman's workstation, and then swung it 5 times.
Allegedly.
They say the woman was standing for the first blow, but then DeJong hit her 4 times after she was on the ground. This is currently charged as a second-degree murder, but prosecutors could take it to a grand jury. That's where they'd get a first-degree murder indictment. That requires proof of premeditation. In Wright County,
Premeditation murder.
DeLong confessed to killing the victim and planning it, and the surveillance video is further proof.
Certainly seems like there's premeditation from what we see on the video, where he targets this victim by walking over to her workstation.
Oh my god, guys! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, guys! Teresa's here, everybody! Teresa's here, everybody! Sansa, Teresa's here. Come here. Say hi. Say hi. She doesn't care. She wants to go play. Say hi. Yeah. Hi, Teresa. How are you? We're reviewing some news and stuff and things and thingy things and stuff and stuff.
Putting on gloves before the attack, and then picking up a hammer, and then multiple times swinging the hammer to attack the victim.
These details, Corin, obviously just
Jesus.
all very disturbing, gruesome. It's especially shocking, though, that this happened at a business where the suspect and the victim, I should say, were co-workers. But you found out today that workplace violence isn't as common as people might think.
Yeah, Simone, I was a little shocked to find out that in the U.S., we're averaging about 450 to 500 workplace homicides every year. And so
Damn! I was going to say incidents, but okay.
There's about 10 workplace homicides in the U.S. every week. In Minnesota, workplace assaults are the numbers that I could get from the Department of Labor and Industry. The number of workplace assaults every year in Minnesota is about 1,000. So 10 workplace homicides every week in the U.S., about 20 workplace assaults every week in Minnesota.
Okay, so what does that tell you, everybody? It tells you that we're fucking slaves, where you're working your asses off to the point that you hate everybody. Fuck you, Jim Bob. You had to fucking tell him. You just had to run your mouth. Fucking Jim Bob. He just, Muggsy, if Jim Bob would have just crumpled up that little thing and just kept his fucking mouth shut, everything would have been fine. It all started with that cocksucker.
Just work from home.
Thank you, Teresa. Teresa says, I'm good. Hope all of you are doing well. I am doing well. I can't speak for everyone else. But just so you know,
I did.
I'm transmitting from my jail cell. The cocaine is too much.
Allegedly.
She's learning. All right, moving on to the next news story.
Oh.
All right, has anybody seen this? There was an incident at Dulles Airport where one of the mobile people movers has crashed. Now, if you don't know what the people mover is, we're going to discuss that here shortly.
Tonight, we're hearing from a passenger who was on board a people mover that slammed into a loading dock area at Dulles International Airport. We first showed you this scene last night on News 4.
The air traffic controllers were on break, so the people mover hit the building.
I thought that they were calling out sick and not showing up.
Something.
This accident has some travelers raising new concerns about the decades-old mobile lounges. News 4 transportation reporter Adam Tuss is live for us tonight at Dulles. What's the latest, Adam?
Yeah, Adam, what's the latest?
Yeah, Jim, when you hear this passenger's story about being on that people mover last night and how it crashed, he says this was anything but a minor incident. This is one of the people movers right here. You can kind of see how big and large they are. They date back to the 60s. And
What did I say, 50s or did I say 60s?
I think you said 50s.
I think I said 50s. It was close.
A lot of people are wondering why this airport even still uses them. This was the scene last night as first responders raced to the gate where a people mover ran into a docking area at Dulles. Today, an airport worker inspecting that mobile lounge up close. Chopper 4 capturing images of the docking area where it happened with stopping blocks for the people movers that look like they've been bent backwards and forwards. And News 4 talked to a passenger who was on board that people mover. Andrew.
So this looks like the one with the screws. So I think this is the older model.
Was with his 2 young kids and wife on their way back to San Francisco.
I looked up and we're approaching the gate. And I looked forward to where the where we were approaching, and it was coming at us very, very quickly. For a split second, I was like, "This is not right." And then all of a sudden, it kind of went black.
Andrew says he suffered a concussion,
lost consciousness for a brief moment, and kind of came to in a sea of suitcases and passengers splayed across the ground of the people mover with my young kids, and then over.
We're not going to be fighting over a ball.
Complaining about their heads and screaming.
He says some people were bleeding, and one flight attendant was on the ground for close to a half an hour getting help. Over a dozen people were sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police audio from the airport's authority describing the scene.
17 patients have been transported or in process of being transported off the scene. Engineering is inspecting the structure since there was extensive damage to the mobile lounge dock.
Yeah, you see the people movers out there, and if they get up to a pretty high speed, you can see how it would do some damage if one of those were to come into contact with the concourses here. And standing next to these people movers, you get a better sense for just how big they are. Tens of thousands of pounds. They're more than 50 feet long, and they can hold more than 100 people. Now, the exact details of what happened aren't known yet, but the airport's authority says the mobile lounge struck the docking area at an angle. Andrew says it was much more intense than that.
The official statement saying it struck the gate at an angle is wholly inadequate. It crashed into a wall at speed.
Now, according to the News 4 I-Team, there have been more than a dozen reported incidents involving the people movers since 2007. That includes a case in 2022 where 2 passengers were taken to the hospital and a dozen others were hurt.
There
Today,
is a driver.
Passengers reacting to this most recent episode.
They're a little strange. I'd prefer not to go on one personally.
These mobile lounges and plane mates, as they're also known.
Yeah, so you see how it's driving normally, and then if I back it up, watch the one on the right, you can see it raising up.
To go on one personally.
These mobile lounges and plane mates, as they're also known, date back to the 1960s, and they aren't going anywhere. The Airports Authority has a program underway to refurbish them and use them for at least 20 more years.
So, why
They
do
just bring you from terminal to terminal? Is that what it is? Or it's just to waste time and
from one terminal? Because I think it's from one. This guy will explain it.
Downtown Washington, D.C. Since the first train of the
A
day,
lot of you are probably like, "What the fuck's a people mover?" And obviously, we saw it. It's a fucking people mover. But the question is, why? Why the fuck do they have a people mover?
only runs at 5 a.m. on weekdays and 6 a.m. on the weekends, it means that you can't get into Dulles until an hour after that. So certain early morning flights are off the table if you're taking the metro. Nevertheless, it's still a very useful connection. Long overdue, and I'm glad to have it. The Silver Line runs even beyond Dulles to Ashburn Station. What's over there? Well, tune in next week as we explore the very end of the Silver Line. Today, however, we're staying at Dulles.
All right, made it to Washington Dulles International Airport. That is quite a ride. This station is still very new, opened in late 2022, which means that both the metro system and the airport have existed for pretty much half a century before this station was finally opened. But I'm very glad it's here now.
So there's a reason why I started at the beginning. So if you guys caught it at the beginning, they don't run trains in the morning. The station's new, even though this is like blaring ineptness in the transportation system here in the United States. It's unbelievable.
Allowed me to catch my flight, so let's go walk to the terminal.
When it comes to transportation here, well, the metro only scratches the surface. After tapping out at the station, meaning you've paid $6.75 for the metro ride, you'll follow signs to the main terminal. And you'll have to walk through a long tunnel since the station is located a slight distance away from the airport. During your walk, though, you can read all about the history and the architecture of the airport. The location was picked by President Eisenhower in 1958, and the airport gets its name from John Foster Dulles, Eisenhower's Secretary of State. Like many Eisenhower infrastructure projects, the airport's construction meant the removal and demolition of Willard, a predominantly black town. The airport opened in 1962. The tunnel brings you to the centerpiece of the airport, the main terminal. Designed by architect Eero Saarinen, the tall, rounded glass building is meant to evoke flight. Airline ticket counters are in the main hall, and I'll admit, while I prefer the proximity of National Airport over Dulles, I still enjoy coming here.
Nice.
There's something about the jet age design that makes me feel like I'm in the Incredibles movie. However, the architect's designs are also the reason for the unusual transportation situation that we're going to take a look at. But first, let's talk about airplanes. It is an airport, after all. If you like plane spotting, I know any inaugural flight or anything, Russian diplomats. This was filmed last year. Parked right next to it, the private jet of a certain individual who at the time was a presidential candidate.
All right, I have my boarding pass now. I will be boarding in gate C, which means that after I go through security, I can take the Aero train.
Yes. Thank you, Jonathan, for your information. Die Hard 2 is at this airport. Yep.
Oh. Okay.
Made it through security at the Aero train station. You have to admit, this looks so cool.
Wow.
Imagine if more of our real metro stations look like this.
Wow.
To board a flight, we have to travel from the main building to a satellite terminal. That is no accident. The airport was designed that way. Well, actually, it wasn't designed with these satellite buildings either, but more on that in a little bit.
All right. So now you're going to start learning the different elements of why we're going to need these different systems in place instead of just walking to your fucking terminal.
The Aero train was built in 2010, almost half a century after the airport first opened. These trains run between the main terminal and the remote concourses. It uses a fleet of rubber-tired, fully automated people movers built by Mitsubishi and known as the Crystal Mover. The total line length is a little under 4 miles, and the trains can reach a top speed of 42 miles an hour, or 68 kilometers per hour. Since all rides are short and many people have luggage with them, there are wide doors and almost no seats. Capacity is the name of the game here.
Okay, so he took a train from the main to
So,
one
yep.
of the terminals.
Yep. So
And
he had to take a train to the airport. So from the train, then he had to walk like a football field underground, under all the highways and stuff to the airport. He booked in, got all this stuff, and then hopped on this kind of subway-esque tram system and went from the
main terminal to the
terminal to his concourse terminal. Yeah. We're not done yet.
And the best part of any automated train, of course, is the fact that since there's no driver, you can sit at the very front. Besides the main terminal, the Aerotrain serves concourses B, A, and C, not
D.
Concourse D. You can walk from Concourse C to D. I've done it. It's doable if you have the time and energy, not great if you have a flight to catch. Concourses A and B opened in 1998 and are significantly nicer than C and D. Additionally, the walk from Aerotrain to Concourse C is super long and annoying. This is because concourses C and D are technically temporary. The permanent C concourse is supposed to be built over the Aerotrain station. Technically temporary, they're built in 1983, so they're 42 years old at this point. But officially temporary, I'm in my 20s. What does that make me?
It just gets, the more and more this goes, it's like, what the fuck were they thinking?
Eventually, if more terminals are built, the Aerotrain will be extended to form a full loop and serve all terminals. But for now, it doesn't. So without the Aerotrain, how do you get to the D gates? It's time to introduce you to the Mobile Lounge, perhaps the most defining feature of Dulles Airport. If you go back to that parking garage where we were plane spotting earlier, you will see these mobile lounges scooting around everywhere. They're like giant elevated buses. There are two routes where the lounges are in regular service. One between the main terminal, technically called the H gates, since there are a few gates there, and the D gates, and the other route is from the D gates to the A gates. This way, passengers have a way to get to the D gates that avoids a super long walk. The lounges have two doors on each end, and those fit flush with the doors on the terminal. Before anything else, let's go for a ride on one. We follow signs to the D gates. The lounge shuttles run very frequently, and as you can tell from the outside shots, there are always a bunch of them driving around, so you can just walk on one that's already waiting for you. The inside is this fascinating mix of a waiting room and a transit vehicle. You've got carpet and you've got padded couches, but then you also have poles and metal handles to hold on to like a bus. A quick peek into the driver's cabin, and then we're off for a somewhat bumpy ride to the D concourse.
Screws in the middle.
I have to say, running over the tarmac between bigger planes and smaller service vehicles, it's a cool experience. At night, it feels like we're in a scene straight out of a space movie. Just a few minutes and we're at the D concourse. The driver pulls up to door 4 and a staff. Just a few minutes and we're at
the where they crashed.
yeah, the first spot to the right.
Just a few minutes and we're at the
number 5. So if we go back to this,
it's the first one.
1960s, and they aren't going anywhere. The airport's authority the news from the drug deal.
You get it where to come to it.
Authority were flighted
Ground of the kind of
Andrew,
this is very
and forward with close area at Dulles. Today, an airport worker inspecting that mobile lounge up close. Chopper 4 captured.
Yep, there it is, number 5. So look, so now we're gonna get a good.
Just a few minutes and we're at the D concourse. The driver pulls up to door 4 and a staff member opens it up. The passengers offload and head to their gates. So it's simple, but perhaps it does raise some questions. The driver pulls up to door 4 and a staff member opens it up. The passengers offload and head.
So what the fuck was this guy doing when he just decided to
So
barrel?
was the guy drunk who was driving the one last night?
Or what, did he fall asleep like the subway driver?
Airport worker inspecting that mobile lounge up close. Chopper 4 captured.
Because that was my question when you showed these to me. I was like, wait, are they like driven by like computers or a person?
Right.
So it's the driver fucked up.
Oh yeah.
During images of the docking area where it happened with stopping.
Oh yeah. Dude just barreled up there.
Yeah.
Pulls up to door 4 and a staff member opens it up. The passengers offload and head to their gates. So it's simple, but perhaps it does raise some questions. These shuttles are needed because the Aerotrain doesn't serve the D gates. Okay, but why use these fancy, unique machines? Why not just, use a bus? Well, it's because the mobile...
Or why not just finish the Aerotrain tunnel and make
Or
the
put
loop?
in one of those moving escalators from C to D.
Right. 2, 3, 4 of them would cost probably the same amount as 2 of these fucking things, plus maintenance. Yeah.
Lounges weren't originally used for
Did you go
this
outside?
purpose. The lounges are older than the concourses.
All right.
They date back to the opening of the airport.
Bugsy
And
needs
they're
to
not a
poop.
bug, they're a feature. Originally, Aero Saarinen had devised them as a comfortable, pleasant way for people to get to their flights. When the airport opened, there was only one building, the main terminal, and it was actually smaller than it is now. It featured ticket counters, as well as shops and restaurants, and airplanes would park on the tarmac, away from the terminal. Rather than having to walk super far, the idea was that passengers could relax and enjoy themselves in the terminal. But then when it was time for their flight, they could just get on a lounge, which would drop them off right into their plane. Not at their plane, into it. The mobile lounges have the capacity to change height in order to match with the height of an airplane door. There are 2 types of mobile lounges. The original is called a passenger transfer vehicle, or PTV. The passenger cabin on the PTV rests on a giant jack that will push the lounge up or down according to the necessary height. Originally, the PTVs also had these big ramps on the front, and they have a driver's cab on both sides. The other model of mobile lounge is the PlaneMate. You'll recognize these by the giant shark fins on the roof. These actually conceal a big screw that can lift the car up or down. That's the main difference with the mobile lounge, although other differences include the fact that they have a cab only on one side and that they have way more windows than the PTVs.
And the one thing that's interesting to me is they all seem to have different states on them. So we got Hawaii and Ohio over here, Florida over there, New York and New Jersey, the best friends that they are. There goes Kentucky.
From what I can tell, the PlaneMates, those are the ones with the fins on top and only one cab, are named after states, whereas the PTVs, the ones with cabs on both sides, have just a single letter. Mobile lounges originated at Dulles, but they were introduced at different airports around the world. Today, Philadelphia and Montreal are some examples of airports that still have them, but I do think Dulles is the most famous for them. However, they couldn't keep up with trends in aviation. Airplanes got bigger and bigger, to the point where one lounge wasn't enough to carry the load of an entire plane. So that meant that people had to wait, you had to run more lounges, and it kind of defeated the purpose, which is why the satellite concourses were built instead. While this rendered some of the mobile lounges useless, considering that these concourses have jet bridges, the lounges continue to be useful in part because they run on the shuttle, as we saw earlier, and also because they are still used for their original purpose in one specific case. I flew back to DC from Mexico last summer, and when we landed, instead of getting off the plane on the left-hand side, they opened the door on the right, and we walked straight into a plane mate. And this plane mate took us to the International Arrivals Halls, where Customs and Border Control was located. Since this building isn't connected to the concourses another way, the mobile lounges are still used to ferry passengers from their international arriving flight to the international building where they'll enter the United States. The seats were well padded, I found them perfectly comfortable, and you can tell that this is a plane made because of these wide columns in the middle that house the screws. With a technology that's over 60 years old and fairly unique, you would expect that Dulles is looking for a way to get rid of these lounges as quick as possible, but that's actually not the case since, as we've established, they're still pretty useful. So instead, they continue to undergo life-extending maintenance. Now, opinions on these things are pretty mixed. In general, aviation fans like them because they give you a good view of the tarmac, and transportation fans like me, well, we just appreciate them for their uniqueness. But some passengers do complain that they don't like to be crammed into a small space after they've already been on a flight. Frankly, when it
Well, after that crash, there might be some new questions being raised.
Chopper. Today, an airport worker inspecting that mobile lounge up close. Chopper 4 capturing.
I think they're going to find that it was the driver.
Oh, of course. Of course. That was totally driver error. In other news, did you guys hear that there was a rocket launch today? It went. This one's sending some satellites to Mars, but this is Blue Origin's rocket, and we're used to SpaceX launching theirs off, right? Coming back down successfully. Blue Origin did one attempt prior. It was unsuccessful, but this is the second attempt.
Lift up, detected. First motion.
Everyone have cleared the towers.
You guys can hear that they're hyped as shit.
30 seconds into play. Engine operating parameters continue with good full thrust. Body rate is matched to normal. 40 seconds in. End of list, brakes now level. 50 seconds into flight. Continue to see good engine operating parameters.
A clean burn. We're coming up here on max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. This is the hardest point on the vehicle when it comes to the pressures and the speed. We want to see this rocket punch through that max Q. Let's stand by.
So I won't bore you guys with the whole thing, but they were going extremely hype, and here comes the booster coming back down. Now SpaceX has perfected this more or less, and they're working on their Super Heavy for Starship.
Sponsors look good.
Here it comes.
8 minutes, 20 seconds from the flight.
Now, I don't know exactly how tall this booster is, but we're talking something that's, I mean, always bigger than a house.
Engine control looks good.
Of course, those clouds are there.
8 minutes, 43 seconds from the flight. Blink deployed.
A great shot from our booster.
Standing by for touch.
To the drone ship, Jacqueline. Or their landing dock, whatever they're calling it.
Standing by for touchdown. Touchdown.
Pretty impressive. Whoa, what was that? Does it have like some securing bolts or something on there?
It was like the emergency brake.
Yeah, I didn't notice that before. But it's like the bolts, when it does that, the bolts shoot into the pad. Huh.
It's like when your car backfires.
Yeah.
When you turn it off.
Rightfully so. They definitely deserve this. That's pretty impressive. Then there's one part here.
We're gonna feel it. It's not just something that's
So perfectly on that.
There's a little
right there.
Going to feather, unlike anything.
You had it.
And in the next.
No, I know. I want it to when it comes out.
Yeah. There it is.
Nah, this is the satellite. I want the robot. There it is, right there.
Oh, there it is.
Now here, look, guys. There's this little robotic vehicle that they have. It's on the right here. This little thing.
Eagle.
It's creeping towards the booster, and it's gonna do some it's gonna put some nitrous or something in there to help get all the
Cool it off.
Cool it off.
securing the
Yeah, so well done, Blue Origin. Well done. All right. Yes, good job. Good job, everybody. Good job. Then their first one was unsuccessful. And that was in January of this year. They did investigation on it and everything. And
Didn't they say they had to scrap everything that they had and start over?
Yep. So that's pretty impressive to get that done. Come on, inside. Your bone's coming in too. Don't worry. All right, good. Yep. So now they have 2 satellites on the way to Mars. And
But nobody seems to be able to answer my question of when it's supposed to land on Mars.
because you're not going to get there.
It's all right.
Just like Gregory doing all his crap. You're just never going to get your answers. All right, so here's another.
This was funny.
LAPD chase stolen vehicle. Of course.
Make their way over here. If they choose to commit to this pursuit, they will make their way over here and they will continue to try and end this peacefully. But right now, once again, it looks like that primary unit might have fallen back a little bit, having a hard time keeping up with these erratic moves. He keeps crossing over those double yellow lines, briefly going into oncoming lanes of traffic here. And sure enough, we're continuing to see lots of busy city traffic and pedestrians and everything else you can imagine up here in the valley as he navigates these streets.
Yeah, I mean, to stay with the vehicle, obviously the airship is there with you, but for the ground units to stay with them, they got to drive just as erratically, which is incredibly dangerous. And you saw there from you. They got to drive just as erratically, which is incredibly dangerous. And you saw there from your view that we do now have several in pursuit. You really feel for
half a dozen CHP units.
Absolutely. Somewhat heartbreaking to realize the age of these individuals. Again, if you're just joining us, we do know that the 2 people in the car, at least 2 of them, they got to be young, potentially juveniles or teenagers. There's a male driver, a female in the passenger seat.
Oh, goodness.
And I would estimate, 18, 19 years old, just from the view. There's the video there on the right side of your screen. That is from roughly an hour ago. So this pursuit has been ongoing for about an hour. through the LA area, went through Beverly Hills, and now into the San Fernando Valley.
Yeah, and going through these intersections and taking such extreme risks for everybody involved. Chris, you said we saw the black and whites behind. I'm not sure if, I know on the right-hand side we're seeing a different video, but we know that is it CHP or is it the LAP that is LAPD that's behind him? Did you say CHP?
It might have been a combination of both, to be honest with you, which is a little bit unique. But CHP was behind him initially. I think that 5 or 6.
He's going the wrong way. He needs to be heading towards Mexico. What the fuck is wrong with him?
Those are likely going to be LAPD Van Nuys units.
Viva la Mexico!
He's going the wrong way, brother.
Opportunity there, but LAPD was already
south.
in position. And it seems to me, just based on the number of units that were traveling northbound on Sepulveda, that they were really doubling down here. Now he's in a private parking lot here, getting off near Van Owen. He's going to split through the parking lot here and cut through onto Van Owen, making it looks like either a west or eastbound turn here. Here come the units on the top left-hand corner. LAPD going to make the turn through the parking lot with him here. Yep, there they go. They're going to be right behind him momentarily with about 5 or 6
California
units
cops.
as he makes
Oh
a
my
westbound
God.
turn onto Van Owen off of Sepulveda Boulevard back towards the 405 freeway. LAPD's airship calling out the location here. And you're right. I mean, with the driving that we're seeing here, guys, each and every twist of that wheel could be a life-changing decision, considering all of the innocent lives that he is putting in to play here. And it really is a serious situation, especially when you consider the age of the driver. So the driver continuing to, evade these officers, but they are really doubling down. I think they are really dedicated to now ending this pursuit at some point.
Yeah, still incredibly dangerous. Absolutely, here on the surface streets. In the Van Nuys area, Van Owen in Haskell is the location. The car, losing sight of it there, just under the overpass.
We fucking lost
Chris,
sight of it.
talk us through this. Sometimes,
there he
okay,
is.
he's coming out. I was going to say the
Yep,
times that we
get
do
him.
see drivers bail when they get to an underpass, but the driver continuing on. Chris, let me ask you this. From what you've seen, what is the likelihood that the officers keeping their distance there by a block or two is all part of the tactics, that's being done on purpose and not being directly on the bumper of this car?
No, I think they want to get right behind him. They've just had a little bit of a hard time keeping up with him based on the driving and also all the traffic.
What do you mean?
It's been pretty difficult to keep up with the suspect.
The fuck you mean it's difficult to keep up with this? Dude, he's doing... Is this guy fucking one of the cops who's following this guy? Is that what's going on here? You want to stick up for your little boyfriend? Dude, this is the second pursuit now that we've seen where this cops are just failing.
Traffic with him and split lanes the way he has been, but they have now made every effort to get right behind him, and they are going to try and put more pressure on him.
Send Trooper Bird out there.
I think, considering the number of units that they have now brought into play here into this pursuit. Look at that! Somebody backing out of that parking lot almost got hit by him as he continues westbound on Van Owen. LAPD a little ways back here, but not much, and that is solely because of the traffic. They are going to try and get right behind him. I imagine here any minute we're going to see them try and probably position for a pit maneuver if they have the opportunity as he continues down Van Owen here. Again, they have to have enough open roadway to execute a pit maneuver, or perhaps they need an open area basically where there's just
where are they?
Motorists on either side of them. If they can do that, I think a pit maneuver will then become a much more viable option. But just all of this traffic they have to fight here, and they must be caught back in that previous intersection.
What traffic? There's like 300 yards there of open space. What the fuck?
No kidding. And we were talking about it moments ago when that CHP sort of inadvertently got tangled into this pursuit. I was thinking that CHP officer probably wanted to do a pit maneuver, but just didn't have that one extra second to get in position, which then this driver, again, he has been making some reckless moves, but
yeah, you fucking lost it, you
hard
dumbass.
to catch. I know we're trying to locate that car right now, but we are seeing the LAPD, I believe, right here at this intersection, look like Van Owen and Havenhurst. But again, we're trying to locate this car. I think you see him right there, Chris. But again, now we're seeing we see where the LAPD or the CHP is very close behind, but you said it right. I was wondering what kind of illegal maneuvers will law enforcement make to try to catch this person? So you answered that
Illegal
question. They're not
maneuvers.
going to go in oncoming traffic. They are going to try to follow as much rules of the road to keep everybody safe.
I say we go to the fun
If
part.
they do that, we see their
We're
speed just
getting
more
there. We're
reduced
almost
compared to
there.
the suspect who was just blowing down those center lanes, which is
He's
so
like,
dangerous for
this
drivers
is a
who may be
different angle,
turning
so
or not seeing him coming. Like the officers still in this information.
Arm gun in the vehicle. Again, we have no information to insinuate this just yet, but in that event, that would be a situation. Look at him wedged now between. Is he going to try and jump out here, or is he just sandwiched in? He's got some room to play with. I think he can get through here, although that mirror might hit. He's trying to avoid coming into contact with that white car. Continuing now on a 2-gun, and that thing we have not heard of any talk of a weapon. Again, so far the only crime that we're aware of, grand theft auto here, but again, something tells me there may be more to the story, as you can tell.
Said I was heartbroken. You know, the repercussions here at play. It's really tough to see that. And you just hope nobody else gets injured.
That's the number one. I'm sure, Chris. We're all every time.
I think this is where it gets
person goes
interesting,
onto
guys.
oncoming traffic. I'm
This is a
holding my
different
breath
angle than
because
what
this one
we
has
watched earlier.
taken such extreme measures to not be pulled over that it just gets so close to getting into a crash.
Well, now he's on White Oak, so let's see if this changes things a little bit. He's doing about 60 miles per hour northbound on
This
White
is where
Oak,
it gets interesting.
coming up on Sherman, but White Oak is not very busy right now. This will be the opportunity that LAPD has. Look at this. Is this an unmarked unit? This might be an unmarked unit that is now getting behind him. It's either an unmarked unit or a complete civilian, but somebody has just pulled up behind him. It does not look like an unmarked unit, to be honest with you.
No.
Can you pull in on the plate
The
there really
driver.
quick? Somebody has just, that is a Florida license plate that has just pulled up behind the suspect. It is a concerned citizen, I'm being told.
This is
Apparently,
fucking
according to radio traffic, this is a concerned citizen who has just involved themselves in this pursuit.
Look,
Now
there are
going
the
the opposite
cops.
way, Patterson,
He just
who has
passed the cops. Right there.
involved themselves
There's one. There's two.
in this pursuit, now going the opposite way, passing all of those LAPD units going the other way on White Oak Avenue. Now, White Oak, I was about to say, is seeing much less traffic right now, and this would have been the opportunity before he turned around to maybe get up right behind him and apply a little pressure, maybe even get a better look inside the vehicle. But now, LAPD is further back on White Oak. They're going to have to make that turn with him after he made that parking lot cut through. And now you have another person, a quote-unquote concerned citizen, who is now following the suspect. This really does change things for law enforcement because they need to pull that person off. They need
How
to get involved.
incredibly
They need to keep
bizarre.
these people separated.
Dangerous.
It's
Look out.
Wow, look at him
Oh,
crashing
goodness.
up on the curb. He loses control, crashing up on the curb. The driver out of the driver's side door. A female passenger now running for it, and somebody is chasing them.
So
Somebody
fucking
is
weird.
chasing them. Down an alleyway off of Hesperia Avenue at Van Owen Street in Reseda as he runs down this alleyway, putting up his
He's
hood
got the
gear.
flip flops
He's
on.
running
His
as
pants
fast
are
as he
falling
can. His
down.
guys keep
He's
his
trying to
pants
get the
on.
hood up.
LAPD is now in the alleyway with him, with at least 3 units pulling in there. He's now going to try to jump onto private property. He's not going to have a chance to jump that fence. The LAPD is now going to take him immediately into custody, forcing his hands behind his back here before he even had the chance to jump into that backyard. What a dramatic end to this chase. Finally coming to an end here in Reseda. LAPD able to corner the suspect on private property here in an alleyway without anybody getting hurt. You saw him just make the random move. I don't know if he lost control or if he made the conscious decision to just run up on the curb like that, but he decided enough was enough, decided he could give it up, maybe thinking he could run fast enough. There's the girlfriend. She's being taken into custody, and they have to deal with they're all running back to that vehicle, by the way, to make sure that there's nobody else inside that car. So they're all going to run as fast as they can back to the vehicle, make sure the vehicle's cleared. But now they have to sort out who's who here and why other people are getting involved. Now you have other neighbors, concerned citizens coming out to get a look at what's going on. LAPD has to make sure there's nobody else inside the car, either in the front, the back, or the trunk. So
Yeah.
we'll see them
Fucking
clear the vehicle
yeah, it was Jim Bob.
and declare a code 4. But man,
Oh, there go there.
Clear the vehicle
Look,
momentarily. And
there's the Durango
code 4.
right there.
But man, kind of an unexpected end. To
Did it come back?
That woman who
Yeah, it just circled around. Look at that's it right there.
Kind of an unexpected end to this one, guys.
That woman
and
who
the
ran, she's
camera
right
panned
there on
down.
the parkway,
I'm gonna
getting
go
off
back
the
up.
sidewalk.
Oh, no,
Go back
damn it.
down below. There was the woman who got out right there.
Because it
getting
looked
off the-
like it looked like he was gonna turn.
That woman who ran, she's right there on the parkway, getting off the sidewalk. Go back down below.
And then he saw
there
the
was
cops,
the woman
he's
who,
like, nah,
who
fuck
got
that.
out right there. That's the woman who ran from the SUV. Her sweatshirt almost matches the license plate with the rainbow. She is being taken into custody. It had the look. Car taken into that the vehicle.
Driver of that, if you will, that's
And
what
then
I
the Durango
would
just
face. But
dipped.
this was that's
He's like, fuck
Yes,
you, I'm
cool.
out.
So, 2 females total. And go back and make sure there's no outstanding suspects. Almost, he looks really young now that we get.
Wow.
Expected to see NPS to Southern.
A completely different angle than we watched.
It is. That's why I pulled it up because this one is
Now,
a
White
little
Oak,
bit
I was
clearer
about to say,
picture.
is seeing much less traffic right now, and this would have been the opportunity.
I'm gonna
before
pull
he
up the
turned
angle
around
that
to maybe
we saw
get
earlier.
up right behind him and apply a little pressure, maybe even get a better look inside the vehicle. But now, LAPD is further back on White Oak. They're gonna have to make that turn with him after he made that parking lot cut through. And now you have another person, a quote-unquote concerned citizen, who is now following the suspect. This really does change things for law enforcement because they need to pull that person off.
This changes things for law enforcement. Again, guys, that because this is a stolen vehicle, I was thinking if this guy was tracking it the whole time and they found it, like, yes, it found.
So we weren't able. That's that. At the very legal as Western stand. Vigilante ending what this.
Wow, that's funny. Wonder what their whole point of doing that was. Oh, God. How could anyone live in that? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yeah, no thank you. I'll take my mountains. Oh, gosh. All right. So, you're at Walmart, guys, and this is what you see.
Wow.
What the fuck? And then you got fucking Super Karen over here. Don't you do that to a little girl. You don't know what she's going through mentally.
Like, where's the parent?
This might be the parent. Don't yell at her. Don't yell at her. You don't know what she's going through.
Oh my God.
What the fuck, man?
Yeah, no.
One more time. One more time for all you parents out there that actually whooped your fucking kids for doing stupid shit like this. Everybody's so fucking scared to do shit. She knows exactly what she's fucking doing.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. fuck is wrong with these parents and these people? All right, pulling over the police doesn't end well. Guys, just so you know, don't pull over the cops.
An officer pulls to the curb for a civilian following behind, honking their horn and flashing their lights constantly. After the civilian passes, the officer initiates a traffic stop. The insanity that follows is something the officer could have never expected.
The reason I stopped you is because you were honking at me and following at an unsafe distance?
No, I wasn't.
Okay. Okay, do you have your driver's license on you?
I sure don't.
23 com, who's that come back to?
You better call your chief right now, you Well, I have the right to pull you over. You were on the phone and you were doing something wrong.
So you were trying to pull me over?
Did you not see the lights flashing?
Okay. Sounds good.
Get your chief down here now.
He's not coming.
Yeah, he is.
And you're not free yet. I'm sorry, Center, can you go ahead?
Your chief is coming down here, whether I got called him or your fat ass is bringing them down here.
And I'm not sure if I asked for another one, but I'll take one. He's refusing to identify himself.
I'm asking for your supervisor.
Supervisor can come down, but not my chief.
Your supervisor's going to come here.
Okay.
Because you have no business pulling me over.
Okay. But you were trying to pull me over.
I didn't do nothing wrong. I was behind you. Can you determine from your mirrors what's safe? Because this says right here that may appear to be closer than
10-4, do we have any recent contacts with it?
Stand by.
Bitch, he tried to pull you over. You failed to pull over. You were fleeing from a traffic stop. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I'm failing to identify.
10-4, the driver is.
10-4. Scream for help. Get out of the car and scream for help.
The driver is talking to his own child, who's also in the vehicle.
Start screaming for help.
He's now got his child stepping out of the car to scream for help. But you don't have to do
that. Oh, this is getting good. This is the Chris Ryder situation.
I love it. He's doing it because you're a fucking cunt.
Oh.
Okay. But you don't have to do that.
Okay, he's going to do it because you're
okay.
Help! Help! Help!
He's also requesting a supervisor now, if one is available.
It's not your supervisor.
Nope, he's on his way.
Okay.
We could just sit here and wait for him.
Because you were doing something illegal. I wasn't. I was behind you.
Okay.
Honking my horn at you is not illegal.
I love how he just pops his head out.
Just wait.
I'm allowed to honk my horn all I
Sir, do you want me to explain the law to you? Or do you want my supervisor to?
The law that I was honking my horn at you?
No, that you have to identify yourself.
Only if I had committed a crime, which I have not done.
I told you the reason.
No, that's not a crime. Honking the horn at you is not a crime. You do realize that, right?
You're just getting yourself more tickets.
What law is honking the horn at you?
Okay.
What law, you dumb fat, is honking the horn at you?
So the tickets I'm going to give you is for following too closely and unlawful use of horn are the two ones. That's and then if you don't give me your driver's license,
I'm waiting for your supervisor. Once I ask for your supervisor, you're supposed to go wait in your vehicle until it comes.
Okay, I don't have to wait. And I'm not going to. I'm going to wait right here.
This is gonna be funny when I tell the judge that I was following behind you honking the horn because you were doing something wrong, and I just had a conversation with the day officer yesterday. It says that I have the right to do something.
Oh, I know who you are.
Yeah, you dumb.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. I know who he is. I'm gonna go back to my squad real quick and get some tickets.
You can't write me tickets. I asked for your supervisor, you fat ass.
card. So what's the stop for?
So I was going down Church Street, and he was flashing his lights at me, like following like this close. I turned here, he's blaring his horn at me, so I pulled over. He got 100 me, and I pulled him over for following too close, and to see if he was in distress. He's failing to identify himself. I just happened to know because Kim had said she dealt with somebody who was very uncooperative, and I think it's him. Can I take him to jail for not identifying himself?
We know who he is.
No.
So
I'm going to give him an obstruction ticket.
it's up to you.
And following too close.
Yeah, if you want to start working on those, we'll get them out of here.
This fat yesterday was on the phone with me yesterday, and that's why she's here now.
Hey, Joe. What's up, man? I'm the supervisor. You want to talk to somebody?
Yes. Can I get out for a second?
Just stay put. I can talk to you right here.
Okay. I was coming off of Ellis Street. This dumb came off of fucking Main Street. Had no blinker on when she made the turn. She was as well on her phone. I followed her down the road because I talked to somebody yesterday that made it very clear that if I had a problem with one of the officers, that I can most definitely make a complaint about it. Okay. So I was following her down the road to figure out who she was, and I was flashing my light and honking my horn.
Were you behind her or in front of her?
I was behind her.
Okay.
And now she thinks she has the right to give me a ticket for honking my horn. I got every right to honk my horn.
How close were you to her?
I was a car length behind her.
Okay.
She swerved and hit the curb like a dumb with her car over here.
Yeah, so he could go around me.
And I was nowhere close to being by her. Did I drive any closer to anybody else than I do any other day in the world?
So I wasn't here, so I didn't see exactly what happened, but she says you're following too close behind her.
What
she
is
stops
too
it
close?
for that.
No, that's not what she stopped me for. She
For
said I was
flashing your lights or what?
She said I was honking my horn at her because I was trying to get her to stop. I was not following too closely.
Okay.
Can you guys prove it? What is the law when it follows too closely? What does the mirror say when you read that? What does that say? You guys are so smart. Objects in near appear closer than they are.
It has nothing to do with what it says in the
Yeah, it does. It is a lawful statement on there.
Why do you always have to be so confrontational when you deal with us?
Because you guys, listen,
why?
This is about transparency. I have been being harassed by my neighbors time after time again, and you guys allow it to happen. This called me yesterday harassing me, and then now she's pulling me over because she's breaking the law. And you guys want to write me a ticket because you don't want to sit in front of a judge in front of
For
your...
Talking on her cell phone?
Is it against the law to be using electronic devices while operating a vehicle? Is it against the law in the state of Wisconsin?
Not to talk on your cell phone like this. No, it is not.
Since when is it not to be on your phone?
In a construction zone, it is. If you're on your phone like this, you can be hands-free in a construction zone, but you can be on your cellular device talking on the phone like this. That is not illegal.
It's Wisconsin. Oh. They don't have a...
Yeah, handheld or hands-free.
with a Proby license. Yeah, so you can use your phone. You just can't text and drive.
Wow. So they can hold their phone and drive?
Yeah, you just can't text and drive. Like, you can hold your phone and talk.
Wow.
Yeah, that's weird. Except in a work zone.
Okay, for us or for anybody driving, unless you're in a construction zone.
Okay.
Okay, so
interesting.
If she's on her cell phone,
I don't care what
she
you guys
can be
are
on there
doing.
talking.
Anytime you guys are doing something wrong, this is what it's going to be. And if you guys are going to try to pull me over and give me a ticket for doing something wrong, we can take it to court and we can make this a
that's
thing
your
with
right.
Madison.
That's your right to take it to court, Joel. Just like you took that disorderly conduct ticket to court when we dealt with you down at the
This
school.
dumb bitch literally
Listen,
said in front of my kids
it ain't
that
gonna do you any good.
I don't give a dude. What are you going to do? Not a f***ing thing. Because obviously you're letting this fat do what the f*** she wants anyways.
She's just doing her job.
No, she's
if
not.
If you don't agree with it, you can argue
How
in
is
court.
she doing her
We're
job?
not going to argue
What
out
is the
here.
law when it comes to traveling too closely in the city? In the
Following
city.
at an unsafe, unreasonable distance
And
where you
what
wouldn't
year
have
is?
time to brake.
Oh, so when that fat hit the curb back there, I didn't have time to go around her?
I don't know. I wasn't here.
Ask that fat she hit the curb.
I can ask her.
Go ahead.
What difference is it going to make?
Because that proves that I wasn't close enough to hit her, because when she hit the curb, then I would have hit her, wouldn't you not?
Fight in court, Joe. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you all day. Okay?
Oh, yeah, because you're a fucking dumb, fat, worthless piece of shit.
Hang tight until she's done, and then you're free to go after that.
Excuse me, no, take us to the window.
Well, we're going to give them to you, so. Yeah, I can't hear you either, bud.
No, Jesus.
If you know what's good for you, you'll stay in your car and wait till we're done.
Did I break the law?
Okay? So stay put. Don't make this any worse than it has to be, Joel.
What are you going to do about it?
Stop.
I dare any one of you dumb to try to put your hands on me.
Just stop. You don't want to have to.
No, you started this. You're allowing your
I didn't
officer.
start anything.
No, I was behind your fat officer.
If you be quiet and give us a minute, we'll be done here.
No, there's no minute, you dumb.
Well, whatever, Joel. Obviously, we're not going to come to any sort of agreement here. So, you continue to do it.
Let me just take it to your sink this part.
What's that?
In jail for DC.
Okay. Stop, Joel.
You need to unlock the car, or I will smash that window open.
For what?
Get out.
For what?
Step out, Joel.
Disorderly conduct? A ticket?
What's going to be a ticket?
Joe decided today was the day.
Yeah, today was the day he was gonna fuck around.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And he found out, everybody.
That called me yesterday.
Just stop. Joe, knock it off.
She got me by the throat. She's got me by the throat. Stop. She's got me by the throat.
Come on.
She's got me by the throat.
Joel.
She's got me by the throat. She's got me by the throat.
Stop.
She's got me by the throat.
Okay.
Dude, you're on a camera.
She's got me by the throat.
Joe, nobody's got you by the throat.
She's got me by the throat.
Joel, you need to...
Dude, you guys
listen.
are doing this over nothing.
We're going to do another search.
Hey guys, she's got me.
Dude, you're letting them pushing their boundaries.
No, I'm not.
For what?
You're the one
What?
that's being the jerk out here.
Why?
We're not doing anything.
How am I being a jerk?
Because the way you're acting.
Dude, I just got pulled over for nothing.
It's not for nothing, Joel. She explained to you why she pulled you over. You just don't agree with it. That's the problem.
That's like good.
So is it this going to be lawful by a judge that you guys are arresting somebody for
You'll have your
honking
day in
their horn?
court. You'll have your day in court.
Hey, let's go. Wait until I find where you are. Push me again.
Knock it off. Come on, Joel. Knock it off, dude.
Well, she's f***ing pushing me, dude.
You don't got to push us back.
I f***ing tripped on my foot.
No, you didn't. You're lying.
Stop f***ing me.
Battery to law enforcement, too.
What? Stop f***ing hit me.
Joel, get in the car.
Watch it day.
No, we're not. Sit down. Get your feet in now.
Feet in.
Stop.
Put your feet in.
Joel.
There's my throat.
We're just trying to get you in the car.
Nope, that's on camera.
It is.
That was my throat, you dumb.
Get in. Put your feet in, Joel.
No.
No.
Stop, dude.
Then put your feet in.
Stop.
We don't want to have to pull you
Dude, you guys are harassing me.
Joel, slide in your feet, please.
Dude, I will headbutt you.
Do it. See what happens.
Run, dude.
You want me to save him?
You're about to get tased.
Dude, I want my kid.
Jesus Christ.
Roll my window down so I tell my kid to stop. I'm trying to tell my kid to stop. Roll my window down.
No.
I'm going to tell him to stop. You're hurting him. He has disabilities. Stop. I'm going to sue you. I'm going to sue you, you stupid.
Turn around to the jail.
You think the judge is going to be very happy this all started over honking my horn?
I don't know.
You think my lawyer is going to be happy with that?
I don't know.
Because I can tell you right now, it's not.
Okay.
An officer remained with Joe's child until his grandmother arrived to pick him and the vehicle up. Joe was charged with resisting obstructing an officer, disorderly conduct, and battery to a law enforcement officer. While the suspect never sued over this matter as promised, court records indicate the suspect has been repeatedly sued in court for injunctions against abusive conduct, failing to pay rent, repeated issues of failing to pay child support, disputes over child paternity, failing to pay rent, and civil evictions.
So he is a Chris Ryder.
I was just gonna. No, wait, let it keep going.
Of 2023 and 2024, the suspect was prohibited against engaging in conduct or contact with certain victims he had previously targeted. The suspect also has an extensive criminal history, listing dozens of suspected misdemeanor and felony charges. In the incident presented in the body cam, the suspect ultimately pleaded guilty to resisting or obstructing an officer twice. The matter was fully adjudicated last month, and he was sentenced to 12 months of probation, required attend anger management, and work to obtain full-time employment.
In a society obsessed
with... Wow. All right. Yeah, he's a writer. Yeah. Interesting. Is there any interesting news going on in the world, everybody? There is? The dog says there is, but I don't know if the dog is going to provide us any more information. All right, let's check this out.
A young college student named Elsa McGrain went out for a run and was hit and killed, and deputies say the driver took off. I'll tell you how detectives say they found the driver and what Elsa McGrain's family and friends are saying about their terrible loss. Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. This case is...
I see little balls of sunshine in the bag.
You're having too much fun. You're muted. You're having too much fun.
Look who just came in.
Little ball of sunshine in the bag.
Going to make you mad. Really?
You're dumb. Damn it, Junior. You're so damn dumb they had to burn down the school to get you out of 3rd grade.
Really mad. I'm going to tell you that right off the bat. Elsa McGrain, she was a college student who had everything going for her.
Oh,
and
hang on. Is there any updates? Let me check on this one. On the Kimber Mills situation.
On which one?
The girl that died.
Oh, at the bonfire?
Yeah.
Pays the ultimate price when bullets start flying at a weekend bonfire.
Oh, they blurred everybody.
As more details emerged from that night, officials made more arrests, which included one of the shooting victims. We're breaking down the latest shocking updates. This is Inside the Crime, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Elizabeth Milner.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
It's the reason Law and Crime is the go-to spot for true crime content. They have more return on the lead of 19th. Jefferson County deputies in Alabama responded to a shots fired report at a local area called The Pit. The Pit is a rural stretch of road in Jefferson County, a spot where a lot of teenagers in town go to hang out. And on that night, a bunch of high school seniors were having a bonfire. But an argument escalated that would later prove fatal, claiming the life of a high school senior, Kimber Mills. Initial reports stated the argument started out because it was a fight over a man hitting on a teen at the party. I say man because according to AL.com, that man was 27-year-old Stephen Tyler Whitehead. According to the report, Stephen was interested in one of Kimber's friends, but Kimber's friend had a boyfriend. Then the fight broke out and Stephen allegedly pulled out a gun, firing it off several times. The bullets hit 4 people, including Kimber, who was rushed to the hospital. 3 of the shooting victims survived their injuries. One of the shooting victims, 21-year-old Silas McKay, said that he was shot 10 times trying to protect others from Stephen. The 21-year-old told WBRC,
10 times? Get the fuck out of here. 10 times your ass survived?
He was shot 10 times?
That's what he says.
What was the report though of how many shots there were?
I don't know.
Thought it was only like 7.
Ex-girlfriend came up to me at the party and said he was trying to do stuff to this girl named Kimber. My buddy and I found him. We started fighting him. I had grabbed him and put him over my shoulder and had him on the ground. My buddy pulled me off him, and that's when he pulled his gun out and started shooting.
That doesn't make sense to what the video shows.
Well, we didn't see the part where he threw him on the ground. We just, at least I don't remember it. I remember him walking around the bonfire. And then
the guy ran up and tackled him like from behind, like a football tackle. And then the shots came out. So this guy,
because he like,
I
the
grabbed
kid
him
like
and put him over my shoulder and had him on the ground.
Yeah, because they like backed off of him when he was on the ground, and then that's when he started shooting.
But he's not saying I ran after him after he walked away from the situation and tackled him onto the ground, and then he pulled out the gun. Because that's what we saw in the footage. Is whatever the kid's name is, he walked away around the fire towards the vehicles, and then the group of 2 or 3 of them ran after him, tackled him on the ground, and then one of them got up, and then that's when the other dude started shooting. Ooh, I hope they play the video.
The ground. My buddy pulled me off him,
All right,
and
Bugsy,
that's
what
when
are
he
you doing?
pulled his gun out and started shooting. Silas told the outlet he was hit 10 times, 3 in the leg, once in the hip, twice in the stomach, and bullets hit him in the ribcage, finger, pelvis, and inner thigh. Kimber, however, was never able to recover. Her family said the doctors only gave her days to live. Kimber's sister Ashley previously told AL.com it would have been a miracle for her to survive, and even if she did, she would have to be on breathing and feeding tubes for the rest of her life. She told the outlet she has too much trauma to her brain. She is breathing on her own with an assisted breathing machine. There is no surgery that would give her a life worth living. We've opted to just let her
We've
body
seen
do
all
what it
this.
needs to do. We do have her on a
Yeah, I know,
DNR.
this is
The
all
organ
the-
cognition.
Seen this?
Yeah.
Alright, come on, Long Crime. We did better.
Thank you, Lord.
Yeah.
Finally received a heart transplant. Kimber Mills passed away on October 21st. Her sister wrote on Facebook, "Our sweet baby sister went to be with the Lord at 7:08 p.m. last night. She has had the biggest gathering for Honor Walk the doc has ever seen. She was and is so loved by so many. We will miss you, Kimber." While Kimber's family and community were saying their final goodbyes to her, officials arrested 27-year-old Stephen Tyler Whitehead, charging him with murder and 3 counts of attempted murder. Shortly after, video began circulating on social media showing what's believed to be the lead up to the shooting. In the video, you can see a bunch of people gathered around the bonfire. One man starts walking away, other men follow behind him and swing on him. And then shortly after, multiple shots are fired. According to testimony during Stephen's bond hearing, some witnesses suggested Kimber was trying to break up the fight.
So that must have been Silas here in the orange.
And swing on him. And then shortly after, multiple shots are fired. According to testimony during Stephen's bond hearing, some witnesses reportedly suggested Kimber was trying to break up the fight before she was shot. According to a report by WBRC, one investigator testified that Stephen admitted to firing his gun in the air, but claimed he didn't shoot anyone. Another witness told investigators the 27-year-old allegedly fired the first shots from the ground and stood up and fired again. After the video began circulating on social media, more arrests were made. On October 30th, 19-year-old Hunter McCulloch was booked into the Jefferson County Jail, charged with third-degree assault. But he wasn't the only one charged, too. One of the shooting victims, Silas McKay, was also charged with third-degree assault. However, both have since been bonded out on a $6,000 bond. But Stephen still remains behind bars on a more than $250,000 bond. In light of the video, some have even come to Stephen's defense. According to a Change.org petition, some believe Stephen was acting in self-defense. Under the
Didn't we
description of
come to that?
the
Didn't
recent
we?
incident
At
involving
first I
Stephen
didn't, but the more I looked at it,
Yeah, like we were like, what's he doing there? You know, blah, blah, blah. And then we watched it and rewatched it. And we were like, yeah.
Because at first I was like, you fucking pussy. But then the more I watched it and saw it, I was like, dude.
Two guys were beating on him while he was on the ground.
Yeah, and he walked away from the bitch.
Yeah.
Right, Santa? Yeah. I don't know.
Whitehead deeply resonates.
But as the one person said in chat, it's a little white girl. So.
Oh, that's right.
With me, as it serves as a stark reminder that anyone could find themselves in his shoes, defending their life and being punished for it. Stephen Tyler Whitehead, a resident of Alabama, currently sits behind bars when in truth he should be free. The alarming details emerging reveal that Stephen was in fact a victim forced to defend himself against a brutal assault. However, instead of the self-defense being recognized legally, Stephen has faced unjust charges while his aggressors, Silas McKay and Hunter McCulloch, roamed free after placing a measly $6,000 bond, and their victim sits with $333,000 over his head before he can be free from jail where he does not belong. The current narrative unjustly paints Stephen as the aggressor. Evidence now clearly indicates that he was targeted and viciously attacked, his response purely a bid to save his life. This should not be the outcome for someone who simply acted in self-defense, especially in a state like Alabama, where the law stands firmly with victims of assault. Stephen's attorney reportedly argued during his bond hearing there was no probable cause for the murder charge because Stephen was trying to leave the party when he was being attacked. But prosecutors countered that, saying Stephen had every opportunity to call 911, but he never did. While investigators say they did find another gun on the property, it was found secured in someone's car. And according to prosecutors, Stephen was the only person who fired a weapon at the party. I'm joined now by criminal defense attorney and former prosecutor Matt Mangino. Matt, thank you so much.
This is going to be another Rittenhouse situation.
Is that the kid that was walking down the street?
Yeah. But it's a self-defense thing. Because he was walking down. Same thing here. He was walking away, and people fucking chased him down, started beating on him. Granted, he was already open carrying, but still, it's like, yeah, it's same self-defense situation.
For joining me. As we're learning more details about this case, do you think there's a strong argument for self-defense, especially in light of the cell phone video taken moments before the shooting?
Well, yeah, I think there definitely is a basis to make a self-defense claim here, and there's a couple of reasons. I mean, number one, we know that there's a video that shows the defendant, Whitehead, the shooter, on the ground being punched by at least two men. So, he is not the aggressor. It doesn't appear so, and Alabama is a stand your ground state. So it's very liberal in terms of defending yourself if you're in a place where you're allowed to be. And the other thing is you have one of the persons who was punching him and who was also a victim of the shooting has been arrested. Allegedly for assault. So you have a situation where an arrest has been made for someone who's committing an assault, and that person defends themselves with lethal force. That's going to be the question here, is the amount of force that was used to defend themselves.
And I know Alabama is a stand your ground state, but I think a lot of people might have questions about why a 27-year-old even brought a weapon to a bonfire that was meant for high school students, or at least people who were kind of celebrating in that group. What are your thoughts on maybe even that argument?
Well, I don't think it's wise to carry a gun to a bonfire when you're an adult. Clearly an adult, years older than a lot of the people who are there. But the question is it legal? It's a concealed carry. Are you allowed to do that in Alabama? Do you have to have a special license? Does he have a license? Those are all questions that I think people should ask. Should we be allowed necessarily to, carry concealed weapons when we go to parties and go to public places? What's the purpose of it? So in here we see someone who's being attacked and then ultimately uses that weapon and causes the death of an innocent person not involved in the assault.
And how much of a hurdle do you think that cell phone video will be for prosecutors if this case were to go to trial?
Well, I think it's going to be a major piece of evidence in this case, the most significant piece of evidence, because obviously you have people around and they're all going to observe what has happened, and they're going to have some interpretation of that. A videotape doesn't have any certain bias or any certain concern. It is what it is. You look at it, you analyze it, and I'm sure this tape will be thoroughly analyzed by both the prosecution and the defense to see, if there's anything in there that can provide either a defense for Whitehead, the shooter, or enhances the prosecution of him because of what is observed on the videotape.
And I also want to go back to a point you had mentioned earlier, Matt, in our discussion, which is that one of the shooting victims actually ended up being arrested, and that was Silas McKay. How do prosecutors go about weighing those decisions, especially knowing that he had been shot at, he had said more than 10 times, but he was still recovering around the time he had been arrested. But how do prosecutors weigh that decision? Do you think it was mainly because of that cell phone video? Do you think it was other evidence that contributed to his arrest? What are your thoughts overall?
How can the charges still be there when the one dude's charged with assault?
Well, weren't they both charged with assault? Because there's two guys that beat him up, and they both got out for $6,000.
Yeah, and it's just like the prosecutors got to make some sense here. It's like, all right, well, we just charged these kids with assault, but then they're still got these charges on this one kid. This is.
And his charges are what? Assault with a deadly weapon or murder or something?
I think so. Definitely murder.
About a shooting victim being arrested.
Well, I think, number one, the videotape certainly shows that Silas McKay and Hunter McCullough were aggressors in this situation, and that the shooter was the victim of their assault. The other thing is, and we can never ignore this, public pressure. I mean, there are a lot of people, even in Kimber Mills' family, who thought, she would not have been killed had there not been an attack by McKay and McCullough. And it was the result of their aggressiveness, which ultimately led to the shooting. And then you have petitions circulating in the community. And listen, prosecutors are human beings. They feel that pressure at times, and they maybe look at things that they otherwise wouldn't have looked at when people are bringing it to their attention in a big public way. And I think that's what occurred here as well.
And when we think about this case overall, it is pretty shocking, especially in light of that cell phone video where you can really hear the bullets start to fly. Obviously, we can't play them for our audience, but it is pretty shocking just to see it all in action when it all happened. But Stephen Whitehead, he's facing very serious charges, including attempted murder, including murder. Do you think that prosecutors could end up striking a deal with him to avoid trial?
Well, that's certainly a possibility. I mean, plea negotiations are always examined by prosecutors and defense attorneys. And, really, plea bargaining comes down to the strength of your case. So if you think as a prosecutor that you may be vulnerable
it's so
in
scary
some aspects with regard to your
you
prosecution,
don't know how a jury's going to go.
Explore those possibilities. The other big question for Stephen Whitehead is the reasonableness of his conduct. Certainly, it's a stand your ground state. Certainly, there's video of him being assaulted, but he shot 10 times. And as you said, we hear those shots.
Yeah.
And ultimately, a jury's going to see those shots. Is it reasonable in a crowded space to shoot 10 times to defend yourself? And reasonableness is certainly a component of stand your ground in Alabama and most other states. So that's going to be another issue that the defense has to get over if they're going to be successful in this case.
And do you think I know we're thinking a little too early into the case right now, but do you think there's a possibility that the defense might also want to go for a bench trial as opposed to not getting this in front of a jury, hoping that a judge will see kind of both sides as a matter of fact? Do you think that could be a possibility the defense might try to examine?
Well, that's a great idea, frankly, and I think it's a good insight on your part, because what a defendant may want to do in a situation like this is take the emotion out of it, because you expect the judge is going to apply the law unemotionally. He or she is going to listen to the facts, is going to apply the law and make a decision. Jurors are certainly going to be more emotional about this. This isn't something they do every day, and you're talking about this, beautiful 18-year-old high school cheerleader whose life was ended because of what happened here. So I think that's a great insight.
And even for Hunter McCulloch and Silas McKay, do you think it's possible those two could face more charges? I know right now they're only facing assault charges and they've been able to make bond, but do you think it's possible their charges could possibly be upgraded to something more severe?
Well, that's an interesting question as well. And I thought about that, again, looking at, say, the law in Pennsylvania where I practice. Now, if you can, if it's suggested that their conduct rose to a felony, and because it's a felony, someone was killed, they could possibly be charged with felony murder, which means they are in the process of committing a felony and someone gets killed. Could they be charged with felony murder? And for instance, again, in my jurisdiction in Pennsylvania, if you're convicted of felony murder, that's murder in the second degree. That's life without parole in Pennsylvania.
I know he's facing a pretty harsh penalty if he is convicted. And I think just going back to when we had first heard reports of the shooting overall,
I'm kind of bored with this.
Kimber.
Yep. All right, we got our update. All right, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to call it for the stream. This video shows the pursuit and apprehension of a murder suspect by the name of Donald Lee Camp. On November 2nd, 2022, a 52-year-old male was murdered after being run over by a vehicle in the driveway of a residence in Houston. The suspect was Camp and was suspected to be in Arkansas. A confidential informant worked with special agents to help get Camp into custody. The suspect, however, noticed a high amount of police presence and threatened the informant with a gun before fleeing. Corporal Bailey was the closest to the pursuit and intercepted, eventually becoming primary. Ooh. Okay.
All right. It said 2022. No, this says 11/30/2021. What?
We are west of 60. 100 miles an hour. I'm thinking of the east side of Cherry Proceed to the route. He's westbound on 60, coming out of Maryville, headed towards Cherry Hill. He's past Cherry Hill. Still westbound on 60. Jeremy, if you want to pass me, I'll talk to off. 85, you pick them up yet? I'm about to. I see him come. And make sure you don't take both lanes. If I want to do both lanes, I'll my lane when I get to it. Now you're likely over there. Hey, one, I need to swap over to Troop J, or we sound on 14. Stay on 14 if you can. Little Rock, are you job getting this traffic? 2 to 1, I've got you. 2-4, make it this copy this 237. Airport, you correct? 207. Hey, 117, I'll catch up to you. Just off the hill, wrong lane. There we go. And he's at 108.
That does not look like he's going 126 miles an hour.
Oh. Sure he is.
Looks like we're slowing down here. We're coming up on 155.
Ooh.
I ran him. It didn't work. We are southbound on 155. Again. Yeah, we need to flip it, Jeff. Proceed to the route. Highway 5. Sorry, car. Jesus, for the radio, up at the 5. We're on 155 south. I don't know where it comes out at. We are 115. That's all still good stuff. I'll be 10-15. You know, 115. Pavement end, and we're going into gravel road. Proceed to the route. Proceed to the route. Air 4, are you on him yet? Where's the draw? On 155, where it turns to gravel, stay straight. We went straight. He's still going, I guess, south. Okay. Overhead right now.
I wonder if he knew that road was there.
Hey, he's starting to smoke. I don't think the car's going to make it much further. Hey, Dickie, watch your left. Watch your left. Okay, let's give it up.
Where does this road lead?
Take a straight stretch. We're on Casa Alpin Road. We just passed County Road 37.
I forgot what we're chasing this guy for again.
Murder?
Oh, that's right. He hit a guy coming out on a driveway, right?
Yeah.
Like the never-ending road.
Fork up here, he takes it to the left. To the left.
Uh-oh. Is he running out of fuel or is his seatbelt off?
Seatbelt, I think.
Huh?
Seatbelt, I think.
Whoa. You ready?
That's it.
Hey, back up! Back up! Back up! Get your ass up, motherfucker! Get
It
your
was
ass
like a
up!
little prancy run. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Don't you fucking move! Don't you fucking move! Don't move! Put your hand behind your back. Good job, baby. Woo!
Nice. Yep, Jonathan says that's where I want to live, in the middle of nowhere. Yep, I agree with that.
Get up. Get up. Get your ass up. You got anything on poker stick me? No, sir. You're under arrest.
What do you think?
You didn't know.
You showed a better driver than the other ones, huh?
Yeah, you fucked with the wrong one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Almost.
If I was that tow truck driver having to go in there to get that car, I'd be so mad.
Oh my god, right?
I'd be so pissed.
Did a great job.
It'd be good money for him, though. Be really good money for him, though. All right, that's it for tonight. With the stuff and things and stuff.
Stuff and more stuff and
Yeah,
stuff.
things and stuff. Yeah.
Stuff.
Oh, that fibro is definitely kicking my butt today. So, okay, everybody. That's it for today. We have more tomorrow. Well, I will, at least. Mitzi? Oh, no. All right. Secret, do you have anything to say to the people?
Yes.
Let me be clear. Let me be clear. So let me be clear. But let me be clear. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. But let us be clear. So let me be clear. Let me be clear. Let me be clear. Let me be clear on our goals.
So let me be clear. Let me.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.